please spare me just a few minutes of your time, and hopefully it's going to make you successful and save you a few quid. Now, I'm not going to take most of the credit for this piece, but I like to share things that are relevant and have something to provoke thought amongst business owners. And recently I got stuck into a book, and it was a business book. Now, I know there is nothing new there, but this book is written by a guy called Ryan Blair, and it's called Nothing to Lose, Everything to Gain: How I Went from Gang Member to Multimillionaire Entrepreneur. And I genuinely actually can't remember why I even bought it. I got it through Amazon, and it's a signed copy, but apart from that, nope. No idea how I heard about him or his book. Now, whilst I was listening to the 15th track from my childhood on Virgin Radio, because it's always on in the background, it happened. Chapter 3 happened, and actually it was pretty amazing. See, here was an American guy with a shitty childhood and upbringing, as well as one of those guys who turned himself to a multi-millionaire success story, actually speaking to me in a chapter. And I mean, he was really speaking to me as if he'd actually written this chapter just for me. He tells a story where he was lucky enough to attend an event dedicated to the king of personal development, Jim Rohn. Now, if you don't know who he is, firstly, you need to stop this right now. And secondly, you need to go and look him up on YouTube and Google and educate yourself. But it was an event that had got the titans of professional development, such as Brian Tracy, not the guy on Thunderbird, Les Brown, Dr. Denis Waitley, Marc, Victor Hansen, and, oh yes, the big man himself, Mr. Tony Robbins. And there to celebrate a retrospective of Rohn's work, in other words, making personal growth and common sense very marketable. All of them were probably on their A game, delivering the best, as they would always be, probably this massive air of competition. And it sounds a really impressive and famous lineup, yeah? But then came his killer verdict, and I quote, so I'm reading this: "I felt as if I were watching the end of an era. This must have been what it was like when my parents saw the end of their parents' music. You know how songs used to be all dreamy about good times and happy days, when musicians sang the music you wanted to hear, not the music their souls needed to release." Wow. Ouch. But he was kind of right. How many generations have listened to all of these guys? How many have bought tapes, yeah I know, and CDs with Tony Robbins' booming voice telling you how to sort your shitty little life out? How many have been firewalking and just got dirty feet? How many have listened to these guys telling you that if you do this, you do that, and you have the other, you, my friend, will have a perfect life? Well, actually, when in actual fact they are just selling you a dream of a perfect life, unimaginable wealth and eternal happiness. You see, like Blair, I've seen speakers sell the room. And by selling the room, I mean that they have sold hundreds, even thousands of pounds worth of stuff before they've even told you what it is that are actually selling you. And what do people genuinely get for spending their life savings or trashing their limits on their credit cards? What actual value do they really get? You see, there are many out there that call themselves a motivational or inspirational speaker before they've even delivered an actual keynote. Hell, in this actual chapter of the book, even me, as a coach, gets thrown under the bus. And I guess I can't actually disagree. See, many times I have said coaches need some kind of supervision. Only today I've heard of yet another local business going to the wall, having worked with a very high profile coach. Now, I can't and I won't apportion blame, but I'm sure seeing photos of their coach sunning themselves halfway around the world, posting about their perfect little lifestyle, having charged them 1,500 quid a month for the last 12 months of God knows when, and the client can't afford their mortgage or a tin of beans anymore, probably makes the pill ever so slightly harder to swallow. There are many, including me, at my worst, that actually you probably wouldn't trade places with if you knew their real lives. Hell, I have been called so many names because I was just honest about how hard I actually felt. See, life isn't always about that bed of roses that some make it out to be. Success isn't selling guaranteed 12-step processes that will make you an overnight sensation and a multi-millionaire. Claiming you were instrumental in somebody else's achievements isn't actual proof of happiness or a perfect lifestyle. But aside from trashing idiots like me, he actually leaves this chapter with some rules for success. Now I'm going to share those 5 with you because they are absolutely the truth, the real truth. And if you want to be better, be the best version of yourself, grow your business and have more time with your kids, your family, your friends, go on these amazing dream holidays you've always not wanted to, drive a nice car, or just have some money to live comfortably and not worry about the bailiffs knocking on your door, and just take a few more seconds to listen to these, because these, my friends, are the truth behind everything you do. Number 1, work your ass off. Number 2, don't ever give up. Number 3, you'll survive. No matter how bad it is, it's never as bad as it could be. Number 4, remember, you're never safe. Even if you're on the right track, you will get run over if you just stand still long enough. And number 5, go big, have fun. If not, you'll either quit, die unhappy, or have a midlife crisis and probably blow the lot.